Hi, my name is Emily Stout, and I'm a senior at the Kansas City Art Institute, double majoring in illustration and art history. Today I'll be talking about the Standing Buddha of Thailand in the Nelson Adkins South and Southeast Asian Art Collection. The most important things to talk about when speaking on this piece is geography, the Dvaravati period of the Mon Kingdom, which this piece is attributed to, and the Gupta era of India, which was a main source of stylistic influence. The Standing Buddha is attributed to the 7th to 8th century CE and comes from Thailand and was found near Chiang Mai. It's made of gray limestone, which is found throughout Thailand. Now, in looking at this piece, we know that it was found near Chiang Mai, but we don't know anything about where it was made. So there is an importance of the relationship between environment and settlement patterns. And they are essential to understanding Buddhism and how it interacts with society. Dvaravati art is mainly found in central Thailand, but this piece was found in the far north. In my research, I found many instances of Dvaravati art existing in the northeast, as well as 5 colossal Dvaravati sculptures existing in Nakhon Pathom, which is in south-central Thailand. So this is evidence that the Dvaravati period was far-reaching, and it was a culture that reached beyond its own borders at the time. It is possible with trade and pilgrimage during this time that this piece was made in a different place to where it was found. We can't know this for sure, though. Another important thing to consider when looking at this piece and considering where it might have been made is its surroundings that it was made in. So it's possible that it would have been made by urban monks or forest monks. They were both active during this time. It was just different forms of communities that worship was made in. So the Standing Buddha would have lived in either a large moated site that was supported by an urban lay community, or it could have come from an isolated site in either the forest or the mountains. These Dvaravati sites were found near the Karat Plateau mainly, but were scattered all around Thailand during the time because of how far-reaching the Dvaravati period was. In trying to locate the source of this piece, I researched gray limestone and where it's found throughout the country. Unfortunately, it's widely distributed, and limestone terrain extends over large areas in west-central Thailand along the west side of the Karat Plateau, but all throughout the country, so it's difficult to locate it. Also important, besides geography, is understanding the Dvaravati period of the time. Little is known about the political authority of the time, but it was an important center of Buddhist culture with a focus on a homogeneous art style, and it exerted influence in all of central Thailand, and it even extended to eastern and southern zones of alternate cultures outside of the Dvaravati culture. The Mon Dvaravati style is famous mainly for stone sculptures and bronzes. The Mon style is characterized by rigid symmetry and frontality, both hands executing the same mudra and a high degree of stylization. Tapered, exaggerated proportions of the body were shown and depicted as a canon of beauty of the time. Touches of realism, as in the swelling fold of flesh at the waist and the indication of the kneecaps, animate this abstract conception. Decorative repetition of echoing curves is typical of this early style of Mon Dvaravati art. Solid and calm dignity and an introspective expression are also hallmarks. Another thing worth noting are the ethnic physical influences of the indigenous Mon people of central Thailand, which further suggests that this was made around central Thailand, not in the north where it was found, because the Mon people were mainly indigenous to the central Thailand area. These attributes include broad face, high cheekbones, prominent eyes, full lips and curved eyebrows that we see here. To consider the Dvaravati culture's establishment and legacy, we can look to Khmer period pieces to see how the Dvaravati style continued its legacy and spread its influence after it was gone. Now that we know a little bit about the Dvaravati period and what it influenced after, we should consider what influenced the Dvaravati period specifically. Buddhism came from India to Thailand, specifically Hinayana Buddhism, which was brought by the Indian priests, merchants, and adventurers of the time. We can assume from other standing examples of this time period that the hands would have been raised symmetrically, making the symbolic gesture of elucidation, or Vitarka Mudra. This repetition of one symbol on two hands is un-Indian and specific to the Dvaravati Thai style. Gupta-era influences that can be seen on this piece include drapery, simplified drapery, shoulders that are full and round, and a downcast expression with stylized eyebrows and facial features. These are all hallmarks of the Gupta era that reigns from Sarnath, India. In conclusion, we know that the geographic origin of this piece is unclear, but we now have a better understanding of the region at this time. The Dvaravati culture was widespread with strong and far-reaching influence. While this is great for the culture, it makes it very difficult to locate this work historically. We know where it was found, but that doesn't mean it was made there. We now have a better understanding of Buddhist communities at this time, and we know that the Dvaravati style was influenced by the Indian Gupta era. And we also can see that the Theravada Buddhism that was taken over from India reflected in the art forms made by the Mandavaravati people of the time. Thank you.